You might see my cat kind of hunting around in the garden. She's currently hunting a soft play ball. Hi everyone, Kevin here from Golf Guy Reviews, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Adidas Codechaos Golf Shoe. Now this isn't going to be a full review because we're currently in lockdown here in the UK due to the coronavirus, so I hope everyone is staying safe and well. But I wanted to get a quick video out just to show you some of the details of the shoe up close, and also just to give you my first initial thoughts of what it looks like and also what it feels like on feet. I haven't been able to actually play golf in this yet, so as I say, this isn't a full review, but I have been, wearing it out when I go for an occasional walk and wearing it around the house. So I've got some initial thoughts on what it feels like to wear, how it actually fits my feet and how comfortable it is. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you give it a like button if you do. And if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date on all my latest reviews of golf shoes, clothing and tech, right here on Golf Guy Reviews. So just to cover off some of the important high-level information, first of all, this is a spikeless shoe from Adidas, and there are some unique elements about this spikeless traction, which we'll come onto in a little bit. It is currently retailing in the UK for £129. There are a ton of different colours and designs that you can go for, which I'll come onto in a little bit, and it's actually also available in men's and women's sizes. So that's really, really good and unique because a lot of the shoes, just in general, and especially from Adidas, haven't necessarily come in a women's version as well, whereas these actually do. In terms of the design of the shoe, and Adidas have really tried hard to make a shoe that really does stand out, not just from anything else in their line of shoes, but actually just anything available in the market at the moment. And in the version I've got here in the all-white colourway, I would say that yes, it does stand out, and yes, it does look quite unique, but in the all-white version, which I personally really like, maybe it doesn't stand out quite as much as maybe they would like, but Adidas have got various different colour versions in this shoe, some of which really do stand out because there's a mixture of dark and neon colours in there, which you don't really get in golf shoes. You've got a little bit of neon in this one here on the grip part that comes up on the side, and you've got neon on the inside, but no one really sees that. But in this version, I think this actually looks a little bit more normal and subdued, but in other versions, they really do stand out quite a lot. You've also got the boa version as well, which is a high top version of the Codechaos that I haven't got at the moment, I'm afraid, so I can't give a full review. But again, that really does stand out a lot and it doesn't look like anything out there available at the moment on the market. So Adidas have really, really tried hard, and I think for the majority of the range, they have actually hit the nail on the head and made something which is iconoclastic. Big word for the golf channel there, I know. I'm sorry, this isn't QI, I realise that. But who said you couldn't learn something new? Iconoclastic just means that you're really challenging, the current themes and designs out there on the market, and really trying to put something out there that's going to disrupt. And that's absolutely what Adidas have tried to do with this shoe. So if we take a quick look at the upper and actually what it's made of, first of all, you can see that on the underneath of the shoe, the whole of the upper is made from this material, which you can kind of see exposed in the heel area, if I just show you that there. So this is more like a trainer material. It's it's not leather in any kind of way at all. This is definitely a soft kind of composite material, and it is very, very comfortable right the way through the upper. But what they've done, Adidas, is actually included this film right the way over the top, all the way around the shoe, and on the inside as well. So the film is giving it, first of all, a very unique look, because you can see here that there's a little bit of texturing on the underside, and the film just kind of softens the texture in a little bit, but gives it this kind of rippled effect, which I think looks really cool. And what that is doing is, first of all, adding to the waterproof properties of the shoe. So you've got a 1-year waterproof guarantee with the shoe. It's also giving it some additional stability, and that's all important. So in the past, when I've looked at a pair of spikeless golf shoes that were more of the trainer style design, which was the Nike Rocher G golf shoes, it was just made up of the soft material like a trainer would be, and they were just really, really soft, and they had no stability whatsoever, and I wasn't too keen on the shoes. Compare that to these, and actually this additional film plastic layer that's laid over the top then starts to give the shoe quite a bit more structure and you know, it's going to allow you to put a lot more force through the golf shoe and feel that you've got the stability that you need during your golf swing. On the heel area, and you have this, I think this is a synthetic leather part at the back, there's no external heel counter on the shoe. They've actually included it on the inside, which I think actually works really well for this because it makes it look more like a pair of trainers than it does a kind of, you know, big stability driven version of a golf shoe. In terms of the style elements on the shoe, and you've got, you know, the Adidas 3-stripe logo there on the side, which is just integrated into the plastic. That's not anything additional, there's no extra layering on there. You've also got the Adidas logo on the tongue, and you've got the Adidas logo on the inside of the heel. And of course, in regards to styling, it's actually more about the way that the shoe looks rather than the decals that have been added onto it. So, you know, on the side here, you've got the neon color, which really kind of stands out and pops on this white version of the shoe. And actually, if I move that closer to the camera as well, what you've got is the underside of the shoe actually kind of overlaps onto the boost on the outside, and it does it on the inside as well. You can see on this section here and at the rear there. So again, that's helping it make the shoe look more unique, but that is actually there for stability reasons as well. So what Adidas say is that this has got a full length boost sole, which I absolutely love because boost is incredibly comfortable. So this is going to feel like very, very soft. It's going to feel just like a pair of running trainers, like a pair of Adidas Ultra Boost running trainers really. But what they've done is that they've moved the traction of the rubber up onto the side to help contain that foam as well. So with Adidas's boost technology, what can happen sometimes is that it can feel a little bit too squidgy, and when you kind of move and rotate, the boost can flex perhaps a little bit too much with you. So what they've done here is that they've moved the rubber up from the bottom of the shoe up onto the sides and kind of kept it in a little bit more of a cage on the sides. So again, Adidas are saying that helps with stability. I can't test that really out here at the moment just because I'm only using it for walks out on the streets and over the park. But believe me, once I get my hands on these on the golf course and actually really put them through their paces, I'll be able to come back and let you know whether or not that works. Right, let's take a look at another really important element of the Codechaos, and that is the grip on the shoe. Now, Adidas have said that this is their grippiest spikeless shoe that they've ever designed. And that's a big claim because personally, I was actually really impressed with the Tour 360 XT and the way that the grip worked on there. So I've got higher hopes for this. Unfortunately, as I say, because at the moment here in the UK we are stuck indoors, I haven't had the chance to actually test it out on the golf course. So make sure you keep an eye out for my review in full when I actually get to test these on the course, and I'll let you know how grippy they really are. But for now, let's just take a little bit of a closer look. So first of all, what you've got here on the bottom is you can see this orange part, and this is known as the twist grip technology. Not twist face, that's TaylorMade, twist grip. Now you can see on this twist grip section that you've got this rather kind of, you know, sporadic pattern, and that's not just been randomly put on there, that's been specifically designed this way to give you as much grip as possible, or sorry, as much grip as Adidas say they can provide you, while you kind of twist and rotate with your golf swing. Because when you hit a golf shot, you're not just keeping your shoes flat and standard, you know, you're twisting, you're moving, you're rotating all the way through. So they've said that the more kind of different angles and points of contact in different directions that you can get, the better it will be in regards to providing grip during your golf swing. Now, this twist grip technology part here uses what feels like a little bit more of a kind of reinforced kind of rubber. Compare that with these more kind of almost translucent parts of the shoe at the front and the back, and these do feel a little bit, actually they're definitely softer, a little bit more pliable, so you know that's adding to the comfort when you're walking out on the golf course. What I would say as well, you can see on the bottom, is that you've got this X torsion system. So this isn't using Adidas's torsion bar, this is using a slightly different technology, and again that's all there to help with stability of the golf shoe while you're giving it a good swing. Now, what I would say is that I've worn these out and about around the park and on the streets as I just kind of, you know, try and keep fit and active, and they do feel quite comfortable. In fact, that's doing it a disservice. They actually do feel very comfortable. They feel like a boost trainer. They are very soft on the underfoot, which is absolutely great. What I would say is that they do come up not small because they do fit my feet, but they do feel quite slim and locked down and tight. So for me personally, that's absolutely fine because I've got quite skinny little feet, and they are giving me this sock-like fit, which is what Adidas are going for with this shoe. But I just wanted to highlight that if you've got wider feet or you like to have a little bit more room in your golf shoe, then these probably won't be for you because they do feel really kind of tight and packed down. I do believe they do a wide fit version, so if that's the case and you've got a wider shoe, you should definitely be checking those out instead. The other thing that I am wondering about, where I've worn it out in the park a few times going for walks, is actually the breathability of the shoe. So you can see here that underneath the tongue, you've still got the upper material kind of on display, and so you know that's going to help with breathability, but there's no kind of holes or anything like that in this plastic covering. Now, I haven't had a chance to wear these, you know, for a full 5 or 6 hours to really see how breathable they are. So again, when I get the chance to do a full review, I will definitely give that a test out. But I am just curious as to how breathable these are going to be. One other very small element that I did just want to highlight from a design perspective is actually the heel pull tab. This shoe does look quite an expensive shoe. It feels well made. There's, you know, there's substance to it. And I think from a design aspect, whether you like it or not, you've got to admit that it is striking. So why Adidas took the decision to add the flimsiest of heel tabs, or heel pulls I suppose you might call it, on the back. And it really kind of stands out a long way from the shoe. For me personally, I just wish they'd maybe spent a little bit more extra time or a little tiny bit more of the budget just to make that look a little bit classier and, you know, just match the rest of the shoe. But that is a small minor design point. It's only my opinion. It might look absolutely fine. Certainly doesn't affect the performance of the shoe. It's just a little bit of a minor gripe that I wanted to highlight. So this actually turned into a bit of a longer video than I initially thought it was going to be, but I hope you found it useful if you're thinking about buying the Code Chaos, and you know this is giving you a little bit more of an in-depth look at the shoe. Let me know in the comments what you think of the shoe. Do you like this iconoclastic style, or you know, is it not quite for you and you prefer something a little bit more reserved? I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date in all the latest reviews of golf shoes, clothing and tech right here on Golf Guy Reviews.